Today, we're going to talk about how a little bit of creative thinking can turn the stuff you have on you right now into life-saving gear. This isn't about having the fanciest, most expensive equipment. It's all about being resourceful. So just imagine this for a second. You're out on a trail, you take a wrong turn, and suddenly nothing looks familiar. Your phone, totally dead, a useless brick. And you see the sun starting to dip below the trees. That little bit of panic starts to bubble up, right? It's a classic nightmare scenario, but the key to getting through it actually starts way before you even get lost. See, the most powerful tool you'll ever have in a survival situation, it's not a fancy knife. It's not a fire starter. It's what's between your ears. It's your mind. It's that ability to stop, look at a problem, and see a solution using whatever's around you. It's like a muscle, and you've got to train it. Okay, so let's get right into the practical stuff. If you're in a cold environment, your number one, absolute first priority is shelter. Seriously, forget about food, even forget about water for the moment. You can lose your core body heat so fast that it becomes life-threatening in minutes. So getting out of the elements has to come first. Now, why is that so important? Well, think of the cold ground like a giant heat vampire. If you lie directly on it, it will literally suck the warmth right out of your body through a process called conduction. So the single most important thing you can do for your shelter is to get your body up off the cold, hard earth. And this is just a brilliant way to do it. It's called the super shelter. So first you build a log frame to get you off the ground. Then you make a comfy mattress out of springy saplings and a thick layer of pine boughs for insulation. You build a dome roof over it with branches, but here's where the magic happens. You line the inside wall with a reflective emergency blanket and cover the front opening with clear plastic. A small fire out front radiates heat through the plastic, hits that shiny blanket, and reflects right back onto you all night long. It's an absolutely incredible piece of engineering. All right, once you've got your shelters sorted, you can move on to the next priorities. And now we're talking about that classic survival duo, getting safe drinking water and making a fire. For warmth, for peace of mind, and of course, for boiling that water. You know, you can build a pretty decent water filter out of what is essentially just garbage. Grab a plastic bottle, slice the bottom off. Then you're gonna layer it up. Stuff some cotton or cloth in the neck, then a layer of crushed charcoal from your old fire, then some sand, and finally some gravel on top. When you pour murky water through it, it comes out looking way, way clearer. But, and this is super important, this does not purify the water. It just gets the gunk out. You absolutely still have to boil it before it's safe to drink. Fire is just, it's life in a survival situation. And you can make some amazing fire starters from stuff you'd normally just toss in the trash. The classic one is cotton balls smeared with petroleum jelly. They burn for a long time. Wine corks soaked in rubbing alcohol are fantastic. And dryer lint, don't throw it out. Stuff it into an old toilet paper tube. Having a few of these in your pack makes starting a fire almost foolproof, even when it's damp. But what if you don't have a lighter or matches? This is where that real ingenuity kicks in. If you got a 9-volt battery and some fine steel wool, just touch the two battery terminals to the wool. Poof! It'll glow red hot and catch fire almost instantly. Or if it's a sunny day, a simple pair of reading glasses can act as a magnifying glass to focus the sun's rays onto your tinder and get an ember going. It's just about knowing the tricks. And all of this leads us to what is really the core skill of any everyday survivalist, the ability to improvise. It really is an art form, looking at some totally normal everyday object and seeing its hidden potential as a life-saving tool. I mean, is there any better symbol for improvisation than duct tape? This quote just says it all, doesn't it? You can patch a tent, fix a shoe, make a rope, even use it as a makeshift bandage. In a world where things are broken, duct tape is absolutely king. So let's do a quick pocket dump. That piece of aluminum foil from your sandwich, that's now a signal mirror or a tiny cooking pot. A credit card, you can use its flat edge to scrape out a bee stinger without squeezing more venom into the wound. And that little bottle of hand sanitizer you carry around, it's not just for germs. The high alcohol content makes it an incredible fire-starting fuel. Okay, now check this out. This number right here, 50 feet. What do you think that is? Well, believe it or not, that's about how much super strong, waterproof rope you can make from a single, empty 2-liter soda bottle. And the way you do it is just genius in its simplicity. All you need is a sharp edge, you cut the bottom off the bottle, then you start cutting a spiral, around and around and around. As you pull the strip, the bottle just spins and turns into one continuous, incredibly tough cord. It's a perfect example of turning useless trash into a critical resource. This kind of thinking is also crucial for first aid. Let's say someone breaks a bone. Your trekking poles become the rigid part of a splint, and your puffy jacket is the padding. Got a bad burn? After you cool it with water, wrapping it loosely in clean plastic wrap can help keep it sterile. And you know those little honey packets from diners? Honey has natural antibacterial properties, so it's great for putting on small cuts and scrapes. So, let's say you've done it. You've built your shelter, you've got water, you have a fire going, you're surviving. That's amazing. But the end goal is to get rescued, right? And that means you have to make yourself impossible to miss. You've basically got two kinds of tools for this. On the one hand, you have the high-tech stuff, like a personal locator beacon. They're amazing, literally a panic button that sends your location to rescuers. But what happens when the batteries die? That's why you always need low-tech backups. A mirror, a whistle, a fire. These things don't need batteries, and they've been saving lives for thousands of years. Let's go over a few basic rules. 3 of anything is the universal signal for distress. So 3 whistle blasts, 3 gunshots, 3 fires in a triangle. The flash from a signal mirror can be seen by a plane up to 10 miles away. If you can, make a giant SOS on the ground with rocks or logs. Even just waving a brightly colored piece of clothing can catch a rescuer's eye. The takeaway is simple. Make yourself big, loud, and obvious. And remember, not all fires are the same. A signal fire isn't really for warmth. Its job is to make a ton of smoke. And the trick is to make that smoke contrast with the sky. So on a clear day against a dark background of trees, you want thick, white smoke. You get that by piling green leaves and damp wood onto your fire. But against a gray, cloudy sky, you need dark smoke. Adding a piece of rubber or plastic will create a thick, black plume that really stands out. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. So many people practice building fires or shelters, but they totally forget to practice how to signal for help. It's great to be able to survive out there on your own, but being able to help your rescuers find you, that's what actually gets you home. So as you can see, it all just circles back to this one central theme. The gear is helpful, for sure, but your ability to think on your feet, to adapt to the situation, and to see the hidden possibilities in the world around you, that's the thing that will really save you. Which really brings us to one last question. I want you to actually do this. Take a look in your pocket or your purse or your backpack right now. Your car keys, a pen, a paperclip, a hair tie. After everything we've just talked about, what could you do with them? What amazing, overlooked survival tool do you have on you this very second?